This is your Adventist News, a service of the South Bahamas Conference of Seventh-day Adventists. I'm Charlie Thompson. In this week's broadcast, members are encouraged to dig deep into scriptures, and Bahamas Academy ignites passion for reading. These stories and more on this week's Adventist News. The 2024 Bible Conference was held last weekend from November 1st to 3rd under the theme Rediscovering Biblical Truth at the Maranatha Church. The guest presenter for the conference was Dr. Daniel Bediako, who is the Associate Director of the Seventh-day Adventist Biblical Research Institute located in Maryland, USA. During the weekend, Bediako shared the significance of the sanctuary and judgment, and how the sanctuary serves as a link between human beings and divine reconciliation.
Christ's priestly mediation in the heavenly sanctuary is a necessary sequel to his death on the cross. When Jesus died on the cross, it was just the first step. His ministry in heaven had to continue. Recently, some evangelical scholars are beginning to even appreciate the Adventist teaching on the sanctuary. They are coming to believe that Jesus is actually doing something in the sanctuary on our behalf.
Attendees were also given an opportunity to ask Bediako Bible-based questions on November 2nd during the evening session. The conference concluded with Pastor Lyndon Williams, host pastor of Maranatha Church, providing insight on how to study the Bible using various methods and styles. The attendees of the conference left motivated with an increased desire to study God's Word. Bahamas Academy was buzzing with excitement on October 31st as the students, faculty, and staff welcomed a very special guest to the school.
Bahamas Academy, been born in 1912, has been making a significant impact on our community. Today, we're extremely pleased to have in our midst our Minister of Education, Technical and Vocational Training, the Honorable Glennis Hannah Martin, as she speaks to the grade 7s and 8 about the importance of being literate. She also read a story for our boys and girls, and they too enjoyed having her.
Bahamas Academy has been a solid contributor to education in this country over many, many years, generations. But the Seventh-day Adventists in general have contributed mightily to education in this Bahamas, including tertiary education. And it's sort of a fundamental tenet in the religious pursuit that the grounding of our children in education is a primary priority. And so we are very grateful to the Seventh-day Adventists because their contribution to the collective whole of educating our children has been impactful, significant, and very, very important and valuable. I know that education is a prioritized pursuit for the church, and that has been seen across the nation in the many thousands of children who have come through this educational system and have really been major contributors to the advancement of the country. So we are grateful to the Seventh-day Adventist Church, and we thank them for all that they have done in many spheres, but in particular in the pursuit of education of our young minds in this great country of ours.
According to Bahamas Academy Principal LaVonda Smith, the minister's visit inspired the students to enhance their literacy skills.
I was pleased to see the level of interaction that she had with our students as we place emphasis on literacy skills here at Bahamas Academy. She came in and read to our 7th and 8th graders and encouraged them to read so that they can become critical thinkers. And she encouraged them because a tremendous amount of opportunities await them.
The South Bahamas Conference administrators were also present to welcome the education minister. President and school chairman Pastor Kenny DeVoe expressed his gratitude for the impact the school's educational system has had over the years on its students.
We have always had parents come back and tell us how pleased they were with the contributions that we made in the lives of their children. And so we just pray that God will continue to bless Bahamas Academy, bless the entire educational system of the Seventh Adventist Church, because we believe that once we put God first, then everything will fall in place. And so we look forward to greater impact from our school, from our entire education system, to the honor and glory of God.
As Bahamas Academy continues to find ways to enhance the education of its students, Education Director of the conference, Juliet Sands, shared a new initiative the school is utilizing to promote literacy skills in students.
In a world where a lot of students and people are not reading, we have to take reading seriously. And here at Bahamas Academy, I am also pleased to announce that we started our U-Fly program. Reading program starts from K3 to grade 2. And we are happy to say that the students are doing very well. I encourage each and every student and parent to continue to read because it opens doors.
Bahamas Academy plans to continue to embrace initiatives to promote literacy and a love for books among students to increase skills for their academic and personal growth. Also from Bahamas Academy, on Monday, October 21st, 2024, the school hosted its annual Spelling Bee. The champion for the Spelling Bee was Lucas Kelly, and the first runner-up was Janiyah McKenzie. These two students will represent Bahamas Academy at the Scripps National Spelling Bee in 2025. Their coach, Tamika Hepburn, is excited to work with them to ensure they are well prepared. And our newsreel for the week comes to us from the Youth Department. On November 4th, 2024, Stephen Georges of the Bethel Adventist Church was among the talented youth who will serve as a youth parliamentarian for the next 2 years. This is the first time the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture will have a sitting youth parliament, and we congratulate Georges for taking up this mantle. When we come back, we will have more on what's coming up in the South Bahamas Conference.
In a world that sometimes feels too big and too busy, there are bright lights that shine through, lights that are fueled by compassion and kindness.
This Children's Day on November 23rd, 2024, we the Compassion Champions within the South Bahamas Conference, who small in size, are being asked to be heroes of kindness and care.
A light in the city. It's not just a celebration, but a recognition of the incredible impact children and adolescents have when they lead with compassion. Do you want to know how I like to help? I love to read to the children in my community.
I like to share my toys. Together with big hearts overflowing with love, we can inspire and ignite a chain reaction of goodness that spreads throughout the South Bahamas Conference.
This Champs Day, let's celebrate the light our compassionate champions will bring to their communities, their homes, schools, churches, and the city.
Making a difference across the country will lead to remarkable efforts and positive change. By working together, we can spread kindness to every corner of our nation.
Together, let's light up the city as compassionate champions.
Welcome back to our Adventist News. And coming up in the South Bahamas Conference, the Health Ministries Department, in collaboration with Adventist Health Professionals Association and the Adventist Layman Services and Industries, will host a health expo in recognition of World Diabetes Day on November 10th at the Living Faith Church. There will be health screenings, cooking demos, and more, so you don't want to miss it. The Men's Ministries Conference will be held at Super Club Breezes beginning on November 15th through 16th under the theme Powered by God. All men are invited to enjoy a weekend filled with fellowship, worship, and spiritual growth. Come and enjoy a weekend of memories in Bahamas Academy style. The Alumni Weekend will be held from November 22nd to 24th, 2024. The Children and Adolescent Ministries Champs Day will be held on November 23rd, 2024, where the children will go out into their communities, conducting various mission projects of compassion. Cham Day will conclude with a concert and rally on Rawson Square. The South Bahamas Conference Health Ministries Department will be holding a heart training on November 24th, beginning at 10 a.m. at the Philadelphia Church. The training will be conducted by the CNCD unit of the Ministry of Health and Wellness. Feel free to visit the South Bahamas Conference website at southbahamasconference.org to receive more information on all of our upcoming conference events. There, you can also view a rebroadcast of our Adventist News Update, along with other local programming from our cable channel ATV 658. Read the weekly Logos, as well as the Adventist page from the Nassau Guardian.
What is the difference between refined carbohydrates and complex carbohydrates? Carbohydrates that the body converts to glucose or sugar are one of the three main sources of food energy the body needs in order to sustain life. The body can most easily convert carbohydrates into energy for our everyday activities. Carbohydrates should make up the bulk of the diet at approximately 55 to 75%. They provide the most efficient and readily available source of energy for our bodies. Sweet, empty-calorie, refined carbohydrates such as cakes, pies, soft drinks, and other sugary delights give the body a quick boost in blood sugar. Unfortunately, the boost may be followed by a sharp drop in blood sugar. This drop in blood sugar is known as hypoglycemia, low blood sugar, and may cause one to feel lightheaded, weak, and faintish, especially if they have diabetes. Our energy should come from quality carbohydrates, called complex carbohydrates, such as fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and legumes, foods God made for us to eat. A diet rich in complex carbohydrates and fiber is the very best way to address the problem of obesity, which is the major reason for insulin resistance that leads to type 1 diabetes. So complete your meal with a piece of fruit and a quarter of your plate with protein. This combination of complex carbohydrates and protein will provide the balance you need to keep you healthy, physically wealthy, and wise.
That was Dr. Ida Mae Hanna from Better Living Health Center and Delhi. And remember, God wants us to prosper and be in good health.
Let's go now to the Adventist News Network with our news feature from around the world.
In Papua New Guinea, an extraordinary mission is reaching even the most remote areas. 20,000 people, many who have never seen a doctor, received care from an Adventist volunteer medical team, and 70,000 gathered for the first sermon.
Nestled in the vast Pacific Ocean lies a land of the unexpected. Despite a darkened past, a new light is now shining over Papua New Guinea. A bold new initiative of the Seventh-day Adventist Church is being implemented in unprecedented ways.
I'm Cammie Utman, and this is Adventist World Radio's story of P&G for Christ. At AWR, our team prayerfully and strategically planned every move to reach the largest population possible. God plainly tells us the entering wedge to people's hearts and minds is medical missionary work. And if God says it, AWR will do it.
In the midst of an incredible need for medical services across PNG, where most locals have never seen a doctor and very few medical providers practiced, a miracle unfolded. In Mount Hagen, Adventist World Radio organized the largest free mega health clinic ever held by the Seventh-day Adventist Church.
Well, that's it for our Adventist news from the South Bahamas Conference of Seventh-day Adventists. To share what is happening at your church, please email your news stories and upcoming events to sbcadventistnews@gmail.com. To view a rebroadcast of the Adventist news, along with other programming, and to keep in touch with what's happening in our conference, visit our website at southbahamasconference.org. The SBC Media Network's Facebook and Instagram pages are filled with lots of material from the Communications Department, so you would want to check those out. And remember to subscribe, like, follow, and share. You can watch and listen to programs from our radio station, we're at SBC 88.3 FM, and our Adventist television channel, ATV 658. Get updates, insights, and first-hand information from the SBC Media Network as it happens. The programming from ATV 658 can also be viewed on the South Bahamas Conference YouTube channel, so feel free to watch a recap of our Adventist news. On behalf of our production team, it was our pleasure to bring you tonight's news update. I'm Charlie Thompson for the SBC Media Network. Have a happy Sabbath.